saw this one. Yeah, that's where you hit him where it hurts. God damn it!
Not supposed to see this one. Okay.
I ain't see this one, but I saw this one.
Today we're looking at this video. This video bothered me a lot. Just because I see the trend of kids and their devices kind of being, trying to figure out the word here. It's just they are so
Inseparable.
You're inseparable. That's good.
inseparable. And
This young lady here, she's having her phone service. If you disconnected, if your phone taken away, I can't tell 100%, but she's really upset.
I don't, there's a really big conversation that we had as far as like, the root of this kind of thing happening, right? And this is not a judgment on any parents that, maybe give their child a device or whatever, anything like that. I understand like why it happens. This young lady right here is losing it. She's losing it over the fact that she's going to maybe lose her service, or I can't tell, but this is like extreme. So
Be disconnected from the outside world.
Yeah, this is it's headed in the wrong direction. Like if only like a small percentage of these teens, or it's just maybe early teens, respond like this to not having their phone. I mean, I've been guilty of being on my phone a lot. I'm sure you guys have been on your phone. This is what we kind of, this is what we're doing. Like we look into stuff and pull videos from there, but we're adults, right? So kind of have a little bit of like discretion as far as how much we are on the phone. These kids, they don't, this is all they ever know. We've not had phones, right? We've not had internet. We've not had certain things. So we know, like, all right, we know what it's like not. So that being said, just get into that video and see her spaz out.
Definitely. Let's get it on. Uncle Scruff, Too Cold, Show Enough. Get it off your chest, media. Let's check this one out.
Right to the point.
Goodness, is that
right to the point?
That's
right to the point.
What is going on with these parents now? You tell me.
Well, the thing is, it's so much easier to let TV, like in our day, it was the TV that babysat us. So now it's these devices. Is all you need is your phone, and you got to understand that these phones is like having a super powerful computer in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is right at your fingertips. It doesn't matter what it is you need to know. It's right there because you sit here and be like, hey, you have conversations with motherfuckers and be like, yo, what was that album that came out that, that was so-and-so produced or blah, 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 whatever. It's like, what the fuck you asking me for? Ask Google. Pull out your phone and ask it. And me and my wife literally do that. We'll have a conversation and be like, hey, what was that? And we're like, hey, you know what? We both stop, Google it, and boom, you got your answer right there. And not only that, you got the gamers, the ones that play the games, you got the ones, the TikTokers, you got the ones that, and a lot of these young people are making a lot of money over this TikTok shit and YouTube and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
and that's true. And the thing about it is, we had our thing. That we used to try and sneak to use. We tried to stay up later to watch TV, tried to act like we were asleep when we weren't, all of that stuff. I do understand that. The one thing that I will say is that for your kid to flip out like that in public, even flip out like that on a at home basis is not really good. But flipping out like that in public, that goes to show that there's a little loose chain at the house. You're not really holding down the discipline aspect of that at the house. Also, I don't believe that you've ever been successful at pulling punishments off, because I'm thinking that if you did this at your house, would they have reacted worse? Because there's some usually kids when they're out, they usually, I mean, there are kids that do try to act up, and that's what they used to call it, acting up. And they look at you as like, you want to act up now? I'll give you something to act up about, all that stuff. But now, the way things are, you can't necessarily do that. But what you do need to do is establish things in the house so that when you do go out, you can give them that look that says, cut it out, and let them know that you're serious. You can't take something away and then once they start flipping out, give it back to them because they're flipping out. If you're going to take it away, take it away. You can work it back in, you can talk to them, you can come to an agreement, but you can't just give it back and say, you know, because they're acting out and all that stuff and you want them to calm down.
Well, the fact is that like she's acting like it's a lifeline. Like you just cut her life off. Like,
but you did.
And
that's what it is.
And that's the problem. I have no problem with like you want to give your kids whatever. You know, I have family, I have friends that have devices. Maybe too early, but I'm not passing judgment on it. There's got to be a balance. There's got to be, you have to like balance that out. You can't just let that. It looks like the phone is everything, right? Mm-hmm. So that's where the problem is where the phone is everything, and the contact with human beings doesn't exist. It's just everything.
Well, here's another thing that you got to question too. Because it's obviously that, you know, the parent had to get, you know, go to that extreme or whatever to get that type of reaction. Well, the thing is, a lot what I've learned in my experience, and not so much just with children, but also with other adults. When I was in a situation where I was going to take a particular device from an individual, and it was a more, it was a more mature breakdown, if that makes sense, because it came from an adult. So this adult had a similar reaction. It was like a complete meltdown, like, yo, really? And I just politely slid their device right back to them, like, nah, you got it, you good. Because it makes you wonder what type of shit is on there that you don't want me to see.
Oh, well, that's
another thing. When a kid acts like this, it's cutting off access to their friends. When an adult acts like this, that's usually a sign that they have a special somebody. Whether it's a work husband or more, or a work wife or more. You know, when you're with somebody, I'm gonna tell you like this: it is now illegal to grab somebody's phone and go through it. But you should be on par with the other person. That if I say, can I see your phone, you go here. If that's your other person. Now, when you're not doing that, you've seen the videos where the guy grabs the phone and the girl is locked out the car and she's banging up and all that stuff, or the girl grabs the phone and the guy's going nuts. You don't even have to look through the phone. When it gets to that level, just hand them
the reaction said it all.
Because you already know
the reaction says it all.